My name is Jake Grayson. I am a forest gardener and a forest garden designer, and this is my occasional live stream. I have a regular live stream Wednesdays at 10 o'clock for forest gardening, and this is my once every day I'll do 5 minutes about whatever it is that I'm doing. So today, 5 minutes in the life of a forest gardener. I'm doing some forest garden design for a client over in Carmarthenshire. And it's a half an acre of a beautiful old Georgian Welsh farmhouse, and it's north facing garden. And last time when I was just talking about the garden, I'd got to the stage of these are the rough areas. At least I think that's where I'd got to. So what I find very useful when approaching a design is to break it out into areas, and it's as much for the design process to be able to focus on how things work as one part of a garden and then another part and how they relate to each other, as it is to do with actual, how whether the plants like it or not. So this is where I was at, I think yesterday, day before. And as you can see, I've drawn out kind of various areas. So the main focus is from the views from the back of the house is a kind of bowl, and the idea is to plant a high hedge at the back of it, and then a smaller, like a metre and a half high, 3 metre at the back, metre and a half high in the middle bed, and then like a low bed metre, and then a bench. And that's the kind of the basic structure. And it's quite, it's a forest garden. It's got forest garden plants in it, but it is quite ornamental in its structure. So that's what I did yesterday, and then I've been working on it more today. Is this going to work? Yay! Let me just take the plants out so you can see the structure. It might be a little bit slow because of my ancient laptop. So now you can see there's a structure in place, which is far more kind of detailed. But the basic principles are there. So this is semicircular, square with the house. There's a flower bed down the front here, and there'll be a path. And I would like to make that if there's room, sort out a wildflower meadow. And I've got like different labels on for different parts. Another key part to it is to kind of reduce the amount of grass. So this area up here will be a kind of orchardy area with more fruit trees. There are existing trees already, existing apple trees and plum trees. So it depends what stays and what will work as to what will be planted. And then this area over here to the east, this is I'm calling it the woodland garden at the moment. So it'll be shaded, quite a bit shaded. So there's a yew down here. There's some oak down this way, so we'll see what happens with it. There's a spruce here, so we'll see what happens with this area. But the idea is to have a more kind of wild woodland garden, and then over on this side, south facing, kind of with curved beds to echo the line, and all this area is kind of perennial vegetable area with a fruit mound, so that when the grass gets scraped off the top, this line it'll have like a dividing line between it, so it's quite obviously a kind of makes it more sheltered from the north, but it also provides a bit of a dividing line. And along the top of that, there's loads of fruit bushes. So I'll be planting fruit bushes on there, so black currants and red currants, white currants, that kind of thing, and a variety of different fruit as well. So not just one kind, but that'd be great, and that'll also act as a hedge. And it'll be a metre. I'm presuming I've got to do some calculations on it, but that'll be a metre high. So it will, not only it will be a hedge, but it'll be higher up for picking as well, which would be fantastic. And there, so there we go. And then with the plants, very much at the kind of early stages. I want the 3 beds here. I'll just zoom in a bit. 3 beds here, so lavender type thing, full sun. I love lavender. Maybe not just lavender, but something else. And a wildflower bed, and then a mixed hedge. And yes, I just there's lots and lots of different ideas about what to put in, and whether how to balance it all out. So like whether you're using mint or oregano. Oops, I'll put that on silent. There's someone who's calling through. Yes, whether you're using mint or oregano, but then these spreads they need to be contained. So there's lots of different kind of things to think about and how you can work the beds. And then this is very quickly just some of the stuff I've got on here. I have some trees in, and this is going to be a mixed hedge, so different ideas for what grows to about 4 meters high. And I got some. There's lots of medlar, but there are fruit trees over this way, and then there's like black currants down here. And then there'll be veg coming in as well. That'll be a voicemail. And yes, so this is what I've been up to today. So that's starting to get a bit of meat on the bones, so to speak, of the design. And the next bit's really a kind of exciting bit where, it's all exciting really, but the next bit will be looking at plants and specific beds and trying out different ideas for different plants. And what I will not do is to go into too much detail and say this plant must go here. I think an awful lot depends upon the site, and I need to go back. I'll through the videos. I will go back, and then I'll look at I'll actually go back and look at the measurements firstly, and then the soil and existing hedge and how thick the hedge is and what trees are there. So there's lots to consider. So always use, when you are doing a design, it doesn't matter whether this is on CAD or on paper. Whenever you do design, it's in relation to the land. It's not a thing in itself. This isn't like you must do it like this. It's like a way of getting ideas out about how things work. Anyway, that's me. So tomorrow, at Wednesday the 11th at 10 a.m, I will be doing a live stream about how to measure up the garden. So I'll look at doing that then. Okay, see you then hopefully. Cheers, bye.